Welcome children to our English grammar class. Today we shall learn about positive, negative and interrogative sentences. Now, what is a positive sentence? A positive sentence tells you that something is so. It affirms a fact. So, it tells us about a fact. Example, he plays football. What is a negative sentence? A negative sentence tells you something is not so. It contains a negative word like not, never, no, no one, nobody, none, or a negative verb like isn't or can't or won't. Example, he doesn't play football or he does not play football. What is an interrogative sentence? An interrogative sentence asks a question. Example, does he play football? So we can see that the positive sentence can be converted into negative sentence and interrogative sentence. Now let's see how to change positive sentences into negative sentences and interrogative sentences in the simple tense. Now in the simple present tense we use the be form of the verb, and in the present tense it is am, is, are. So I have the person and number here for you with the positive, negative and interrogative. In the first person singular, in the positive it would be I am. In the negative, I am not. We simply add not. In the interrogative, it is am I. So we make an interchange of the verb and the subject. In the first person plural, it is we are. Negative, we are not. Interrogative, are we. In the second person singular, you are not, are you. Second person plural, you are not, are you. In the third person singular, he is not, is he. She is, she is not, is she. It is not, is it. And in the third person plural, it is they are in the positive, they are not in the negative, and are they in the interrogative. Instead of are not, we can use aren't in the short form, is not, isn't in the short form. Now let's see how to use them in the sentences. Now in the positive sentence, the formula would be subject plus be verb plus rest of the sentence. So in the first person singular, I is the subject, am is the verb, be verb, at home is rest of the sentence. In the negative, we simply add a not, and the formula is subject plus be verb plus not plus the rest of the sentence. So I am not at home. In the interrogative, we bring the verb to the front of the subject. So it is be verb plus subject plus rest of the sentence. So am is be verb, I is subject, at home is rest of the sentence. Now in the first person plural, we are at home. We is the subject, are is the verb. In the negative, we are not at home. Interrogative, are we at home? Then second person singular, you are at home, you are not at home, are you at home? In the second person plural also it's the same. You are at home in the positive, you are not at home is the negative, are you at home is the interrogative. Now in the third person singular, the subject is he, the verb be verb is at home. He is at home, or we can say Dennis is at home. He is not at home in the negative. Joel is not at home. Is he at home? In the interrogative. She is at home. She is not at home. Is she at home? Or we can say, is Mira at home? It is at home. It is not at home. Is the dog at home? In the third person plural, they are at home, or the girls are at home. They are not at home. Negative. Are they at home? Is the interrogative. Remember, for the interrogative, it has to end with the question mark. I shall continue in the next class, children. Thank you. Let's continue, children. In this session, we shall see how to form negative and interrogative sentences in the simple present tense if the positive sentence has main verbs in them. Then we use do or does auxiliary verbs. Now, what are main verbs? I have examples for you. Play, sing, work, think, speak, teach, climb, meet, etc. etc. Now, we use do or does in the negative and interrogative sentences. We will not use do or does in the positive if the if there is the main verb. Now let us see in the first person singular. The positive is I plus the main verb play. So I play. In the negative, it is I do not play. In the interrogative, it is do I play. In the first person plural, we plus main verb, we do not, do we in the interrogative. In the second person singular and plural, it is you plus main verb, negative is you do not, and the interrogative is do you. In the third person singular, it is he, she, it plus main verb, he does not, she does not, it does not in the negative, does he, does she, does it in the interrogative. In the third person plural, we have they plus main verb. In the negative, it is they do not. In the interrogative, do they. Now let's see how to use them in the sentences. Now in the positive sentence, the formula would be subject plus base form V1 plus vs or es plus the rest of the sentence. So now let's see in the first person singular, it is subject is I, base form is drink, that is the verb in the present tense, and then tea daily is the rest of the sentence. So I drink tea daily. Now in the negative form, the formula is subject plus do or does plus not plus base form V1 plus rest of the sentence. Now subject is I, we use do auxiliary, not negation. Drink is the main verb or the present tense form of verb plus the rest of the sentence tea daily. So I do not drink tea daily. Only thing we have added not over here to make it into the negative. Now in the interrogative form, it is do, does plus subject plus base form V1 plus rest of the sentence. So we bring the auxiliary do here in the front of the subject I. Then we have the main verb drink. Then tea daily. Do I drink tea daily? Now in the first person plural, we drink tea daily. Negative, we don't drink tea daily. Interrogative, do we drink tea daily? In the second person singular plural, it is you drink tea daily. You do not drink tea daily. Do you drink tea daily? In the third person singular, it is he drinks tea daily. Now here the form of verb is VS form. So we add yes in the third person singular. Or Siva drinks tea daily. He does not drink tea daily. This is in the negative. You have to use does in the third person singular. Remember, we use does in the third person singular. And in the base form of verb, you will not add s. In the positive sentence, you will add yes. In the negative and interrogative, we don't add the s. So in the interrogative, it is does he drink tea daily? She drinks tea daily. She doesn't drink tea daily. Does she drink tea daily? Then it drinks tea daily. It does not drink tea daily. Does it drink tea daily? Now let's see in the third person plural. They drink tea daily. They do not drink tea daily. My parents drink tea daily. So the interrogatives will end with the question mark. Now we must understand one more thing, that do is used for all the other persons except third person singular. I hope you have understood how to form negatives and interrogatives in the simple present tense form, children. I shall see you in the next session. Thank you. Let's continue, children. Now let's see how to form negatives and interrogatives in the simple past tense with the main verbs. We use the did auxiliary verb. Now in the positive sentence, remember you'll have the subject I, we, you, he, she, it, they, plus you will have the main verb which will be in the past tense. So I have examples for you: played, sang, worked, thought, spoke, taught, climbed, met. Now in the negatives and the interrogatives alone, we'll be using the did auxiliary. We will not use the did auxiliary in the positive sentences. So let's see how do we use it. In the first person singular, I plus main verb. So we can say I played. In the negative, I did not play, or you'll say I didn't play. In the interrogative, did I play? Now in the first person plural, we plus main verb, we did not, did we? Second person singular plural, you plus main verb, you did not, did you? In the third person singular, he, she, it plus main verb, he did not, she did not, it did not. In the negative, did he, did she, did it. In the interrogative. In the third person plural, they plus main verb. In the negative, they did not. In the interrogative, did they. Now please remember, we use did only for the negative and interrogative. Now let's go to the main verbs to be used in the sentences. So the positive formula is subject plus past form V2 verb plus the rest of the sentence. So the example, in the first person singular, subject is I, past tense of eat is ate. Then the rest of the sentence. So I ate rice for lunch. Now come to the negative. The formula is subject plus did plus not plus base form of verb V1. That is the present tense form plus rest of the sentence. Subject is I in the first person singular. You have did. You have not negation. Short form is didn't. Then we have the present tense V1 form eat. Then the rest of the sentence. So the negative sentence would be I did not eat rice for lunch. Now how to change it into the interrogative? You bring the did auxiliary first, then the subject, then the present tense form plus the rest of the sentence. So did plus subject is I, then you have the present tense form of the verb eat, the rest of the sentence, rice for lunch. So did I eat rice for lunch? For all the other persons and numbers, we use the same verb ate, past tense, irrespective of the number and the person. We ate rice for lunch, you ate rice for lunch, he ate rice for lunch, they ate rice for lunch. Same way in the negative also, we use did not, irrespective of the number and the person. We did not eat rice for lunch, you did not eat rice for lunch, she did not eat rice for lunch, they did not eat rice for lunch. In the same way, in the interrogative, we use did for all persons and numbers, and we change the verb into the base form eat. So did we eat rice for lunch? In the first person plural, did you eat rice for lunch? In the second person plural, did she eat rice for lunch? In the third person singular, did my friends eat rice for lunch? In the third person plural. All interrogative sentences should end with a question mark. I hope children you have understood how to change the positive sentences into negative and interrogative in the past tense, in the main verb also, in the be verb also. I shall see you in the next session. Let's continue, children. In this session, we shall see how to form negatives and interrogatives in the simple past tense with the be form of verb. It is was in the singular, were in the plural. In the first person singular, in the positive, it is I was. Negative, I was not or I wasn't. Interrogative, was I. In the first person plural, we were. In the positive, we were not. In the negative, or we can say we weren't. Were we in the interrogative. In the second person singular plural, it is you were in the positive, you were not in the negative, were you in the interrogative. In the third person singular, he was, she was, it was in the positive. In the negative sentences, it would be he was not or he wasn't, she was not, it was not. In the interrogative, was he, was she, was it. In the third person plural, they were in the positive sentence, they were not in the negative sentences, were they in the interrogative. Now let's see how to put them in the sentence format. The formula for the positive sentences, subject plus be verb plus rest of the sentence. So in the first person singular, I is the subject, be is be verb is was tired. I was tired. In the negative formula, it is subject plus be verb plus not plus rest of the sentence. I is subject, was is be verb, not is negation, tired. I was not tired. Interrogative formula is be verb first and then we have the subject rest of the sentence. Was I tired? In the first person plural, we were tired, we were not tired. Were we tired? In the interrogative. Second person singular plural, you were tired, you were not tired. In the negative, were you tired? In the interrogative. In the third person singular, he was tired, or we can say Danny was tired. He was not tired. Was Kevin tired? Now in the third person singular, she was tired, or we can say Pinky was tired. She was not tired. Was Meena tired? It was tired in the positive. It was not tired in the negative. Was the cat tired in the interrogative? In the third person plural, they were tired in the positive, or we can say the children were tired. They were not tired in the negative. We can say the children were not tired. In the interrogative, were they tired? Or we can say, were the children tired? I think you have understood the be verb format, children. I shall see you in the next session. Let's continue, children. In this session, we shall see how to form negatives and interrogatives with the simple future tense with the help of the auxiliary verb will and shall plus main verb. So in the first person singular, the positive is I will plus main verb. So I will play. In the negative, I will not play or I won't play. In the interrogative, will I play? In the first person plural, we will plus main verb. We will not in the negative. Will we in the interrogative. Second person singular and plural, you will plus main verb. You will not in the negative. Will you in the interrogative. In the third person singular, he will, she will, it will plus main verb. He will not, she will not, it will not in the negative. Will he, will she, will it in the interrogative. In the third person plural, they will plus main verb. In the negative, they will not. In the interrogative, will they. Now let us see how to put them in the sentences. Positive, the formula is subject plus be verb plus V1 form of verb plus the rest of the sentence. So in the first person singular, I is subject, will is the be verb, come is the present tense form of verb, tomorrow is the rest of the sentence. So I will come tomorrow. In the negative form, the formula is subject plus be verb plus not plus base form V1 plus rest of the sentence. So I is subject, will is the be verb, not is negation, present tense form of verb is come tomorrow. I will not come tomorrow. In the interrogative, it is be verb, will, subject is I, present tense form of verb is come, rest of the sentence is tomorrow. So will I come tomorrow? Then in the first person plural, we will come tomorrow, we will not come tomorrow, will we come tomorrow? In the second person singular plural, you will come tomorrow, you will not come tomorrow, will you come tomorrow? In the third person singular, he will come tomorrow, he will not come tomorrow, will he come tomorrow? She will come tomorrow, she will not come tomorrow, will she come tomorrow? It will come tomorrow, it will not come tomorrow, the rain will the rain come tomorrow? Now in the third person plural, they will come tomorrow, or we can say the guests will come tomorrow. In the negative, they will not come tomorrow, or we can say the guests will not come tomorrow. In the interrogative form, will the guests come tomorrow? So we understand one thing, the use of will is common to all persons and all numbers in the future tense. I think you have understood how to form negative sentences and interrogative sentences, children. I hope you have enjoyed the session. Thank you.